Good morning, friend. Welcome back. My name is Becky. If you're new, we have a change of plans. My original goal was to finish planting out the garden. If you're new, I have a huge garden. We like to garden around here. We like to cook around here, and it is pouring down rain today. So gardening is taking a back seat. I have 2.5 beds that need planted out, but that's not going to happen till next week. So we are going to do inside projects. First thing I'm going to do is rotate the laundry. I have no clean towels, dish towels in my kitchen, so I need clean dish towels. And I'm going to go ahead and just rotate this laundry while I can, while I'm sitting here. So we're going to prep some breakfast for the weekend, and we're going to clean out the grow room. It is a disaster. And I just called my local library because I had the thought, I need to organize all my seeds. I have so many seeds that I'm never going to use. And my local library took a ton of my veggie starts that were extra. I wonder if they would take my extra seeds. And they said they have a huge seed library and they would love a seed donation. So we're going to get to that too. So when we grow out the seed room, when we clean out the seed room today, we're going to organize my seeds and figure out which ones I can donate, because hopefully this evening we're going to head to the library as a family. But first I need to cycle laundry through. I've got clean clothes over there from the girls' trip, which was last weekend, that I haven't taken care of. I did get my suitcase put away, but I did not put the clothes away that I didn't end up wearing. So I should take care of that today too. I'll wait on that. Let me get another load started. I did switch my laundry detergent. Many of you said those laundry sheets weren't super good. I didn't do any research, so when I needed to buy laundry detergent the next time, I just got a powder, and it's working pretty good, so I'm happy about that. This laundry machine probably is run twice a day. I don't know how we go through that much laundry, but somehow we do. It is pouring out there. Okay, so that was laundry detergent. This is a little bit of OxyClean. It's not OxyClean brand, it's some other brand, but same difference. That up there. Now that that's working for us, we can head to the kitchen so we can prep a couple days worth of breakfast, and we can prep dinner tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and bring these in the kitchen and fold these. These are clean. Let's set these over here. Josh, in just a little bit, is actually gonna set up this table for me. I got this table off Facebook Marketplace, and it's been sitting here driving me bananas. And I do think I wanna stain it, because I think this is too yellow for in here. I wanna stain it this really dark color that's in my floors. But before I put in the effort of sanding it down and staining it, we wanted to see what it looked like in here. And then when that's set up, I can finally take this old desk out of here. So I'll show you what this looks like put together once we get it put together. But for now, let's go get these folded and do some meal prep. I also bought a rug for in here, and I'm kind of nervous because I haven't opened it up yet. So I have no idea what it looks like and what it's gonna look like the size-wise in that room. It's kind of nerve-wracking buying a rug online. So maybe we'll open it up together and see what it looks like. But you know, I probably should do that before Josh sets the table up. So I'll have him get me so we can do that before he sets the table up. Okay, these are my towels. These are random socks that I'm not gonna worry about matching. For tonight's dinner, I pulled out some jalapeno pineapple chicken that's thawing, and that's gonna be marinating all day. We're gonna make some Cowboy caviar because that just sounds so good to me for some reason right now. And we're gonna make some chia pudding. About 2 weeks ago, I was running around in town errands and I needed a little pick-me-up. I've got this, my favorite little coffee shop, and I needed not only a coffee, I needed something to eat. And they had chia pudding with a raspberry top. It was a coconut chia pudding with some raspberry sauce on top. It was incredible. I have never had it before. I happen to have chias in my house. I have coconut milk. I have everything I need. So I thought that would be kind of a fun thing to make. Just a simple little meal prep thing as an option this week for breakfast, or this weekend, I should say. But before any of that can happen, I need some dish towels. Okay, feels good to have that done. And now a drawer full of clean dish towels. So I'm gonna grab some of the veggies we need for our Cowboy caviar. And I can get it all washed up at the same time. Uh-oh. Looks like this got a little too cold in the refrigerator. My cilantro still looks good, which is good. Corn. I pulled out some corn that I put up from a local farm this summer to thaw. I also have some beans from last year's garden that I need to drain. So I'm gonna get all of this washed up and drained at the same time. And then this is gonna come together really easy. I should probably drain that corn too. And then basically the side will be done for dinner tonight, and all I'll have to do is turn the grill on and grill up some chicken thighs. Because this is frozen corn, I'm just gonna strain this as well, and I can do that right over top of the beans. I can get all these dishes right into the dishwasher. I'm gonna let that just strain right in the sink while I prep some veggies. You know what I actually might do? I'm gonna make the salad dressing first. Then I can just mix it in this bowl, and I can use a few less dishes, which is something I am always looking for. We're gonna juice 1 lemon. I do have a written recipe for this, but I have it to reference, but I'm not gonna measure anything. I'm just gonna eyeball everything. I love a salad like this because it can sit in the fridge as meal prep, and I can eat on it for a couple days. To the lemon juice, I'm gonna add some olive oil, one that you think tastes delicious, a little bit of honey. I love honey with any sort of Tex-Mex flavors. I just think it goes really well. That's some cumin, smoked paprika, roasted garlic powder. I don't feel like chopping fresh garlic right now. We're getting frozen stuff out. Coriander, salt, black pepper. I'm gonna leave the red pepper flakes out so everyone in my family enjoys it, because I am gonna add some jalapeno, onion powder, mix that together, and then I'll give it a taste test. It needs a little bit more honey. That lemon was super tart. And I think I'm gonna add a little bit more salt because we're still gonna add a ton of vegetables and rice and black beans to this. I think it could use that. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna bring all these back over there. I love prepping dinner in the morning. I don't always get to it, but when I can, I love it. Now it's time just to prep all these veggies, and I'm gonna cut the seeds out of this jalapeno as best I can so that it's not too spicy. Jalapenos are funny. Sometimes they can be incredibly hot, and sometimes they're as sweet as a bell pepper, at least in my experience. So just to be on the safe side, we're gonna get the flavor of the jalapeno, but hopefully not too much of the heat. If you don't like cilantro, just add extra green onion and maybe a little bit of parsley, or just leave it out altogether. This is one of those salads that you can really put in there whatever you have. A lot of times I like to put in avocado. I did not have that on this day. So what we have in here is black beans, corn, cilantro, green onions, jalapeno, and red onion. But you know, if you had
a green bell pepper instead of a red bell pepper, that'd be fine. If you don't like onions, just leave those out and you can kind of make it however you want. I like making that little bit of a dressing that I made before to go on. I think it really just adds a lot of flavor to this salad. But if you like it a little bit more simple, you could just put some lemon juice and salt and pepper on it, and that would be really good as well. The way that we served this on this night was obviously with that grilled chicken. And then I don't think I had sour cream on this night, so we had it with a dollop of Greek yogurt on the top. And this is one of those salads that is delicious and perfect meal prep because it sits in the fridge perfectly. So we were able to enjoy this for a delicious dinner, and then also for Josh and I were both able to have this for lunch for a couple days. So that was really nice. And I'm really excited to show you how the laundry room turns out. We actually basically almost finished the laundry room project. We are going to get the rug out, we are going to set the table up, and it's amazing what a transformation those two little things make. I put in, I think the movers actually did, when we moved into this house 3 years ago now, if you can believe that. My desk from my previous office was put in there, and that's just kind of been the folding station, as kind of, it just kind of happened to go in there and then never left. And it's never been fully functional. So I've had this vision of having a table in there with a rug and trying to make it a little bit more of a pleasant and functional place to be. And I am so excited how it turns out. I have been using it for about a week now and I love it.
And just like that, dinner, well, I guess I still have to grill the chicken, but all the mental work of figuring out what's for dinner and any prep and things like that is done, which is nice. So our salad here, I'm just gonna put in the fridge. I think this salad actually tastes better if you make it a little bit early and let all the flavors kind of get to know each other. I'm gonna get this dishwasher loaded. I might just turn this on. I probably could fit a couple more dishes in it, but you know what? Let's make our breakfast meal prep first, and then I'll get those dishes in here, and then I'll get it turned on. I do wash this cutting board by hand, so that can't go in the dishwasher. But we don't need that for our breakfast meal prep that we're gonna do. I looked up like 3 or 4 different recipes online, which I can link the one that's gonna be closest to what I'm gonna do, but I'm just gonna kind of make this up. The biggest thing was figuring out what the ratio of chia seeds to liquid is. And the recipe called for light coconut milk. I don't have light coconut milk, and I didn't want to run to the store just for that, so I'm gonna use full fat. It said you can, it's just gonna be a lot more rich. I'm gonna get this in this bowl, and I'm gonna put this in the microwave for about 30 seconds or so, just to get everything liquefied. Ooh. So that I can mix the chia seeds in here and all the ingredients, because right now, actually, I don't think I need to. This is pretty liquidy. I want to make a raspberry sauce to go on the top of this. I'm constantly making messes in my kitchen. That's why I need kitchen towels. I'm not gonna add any sweetener to this because I'm gonna use sweetened coconut. So I don't think it's gonna need any more sugar. And then we're gonna put about 1/4 cup of chia seeds. I think I'm gonna put actually 5 tablespoons of chia seeds in there. You know what I'm gonna do? I was gonna make a sauce to put on top of this, but I think because I only have frozen raspberries and I want this a little bit runnier because I want the chia pudding to be nice and thick, so it needs moisture in order to do that. I'm just gonna put whole frozen raspberries in there, and because they're frozen raspberries, they'll release a little bit of their liquid, and I think that will add to the ratio that I need of liquid to chia seeds. Here is what the freezer's looking like since our last big meal prep. I've got a couple more of these chicken pockets. We're all out of the buns I made. Those are some buns that I had bought from Trader Joe's. And the marinated chicken that I just pulled out, that's the last of the marinated meat we have in here. We still have lots of breakfast sandwiches, and I have some chicken tenders and one of the pastas left. So probably in a few weeks, we will do another big freezer cooking day. I kind of want to go through what we already have before I make more though. These are some raspberries I got from a local organic farm last summer. I'm gonna put a lot of these in there. I'm gonna meal prep these in some jars. That was easy. Get these spill-proof lids on here. I'm gonna give this a try. Obviously, to get the full experience, we need our raspberries to thaw and our chias to puff up. I have a frozen raspberry in my mouth. That is delicious. I don't think it needs any sweetener, but I can always add a little maple syrup or honey to the top when we open these up. So this is probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 servings worth of chia pudding or more. Okay, I'm gonna get this cleaned up, those dishes in the dishwasher, and then I'm gonna get the dishwasher started. And I need to get these raspberries back in the freezer before they start to thaw. My goal is to try to go through those raspberries in the next month or so. I've got one more bag in the freezer because they're from last year. And if I want to put up more raspberries this year, I don't really want last year's raspberries in the freezer. Now I can get this started. I've been using these Blueland dish tabs that I got with my mom. I can link them down below for you. We got them at Costco. I love them. They're great. Josh likes them. Josh is very particular about his laundry detergent and his dishwasher detergent because he obviously likes things clean, and he has not noticed that I switched, so that's a good sign. All right, the dishwasher is going. The kitchen is clean. This needs to go in the fridge. Dinner is done and breakfast is prepped. So I'm gonna put this in the fridge and then we're gonna go check on Josh because he has been setting up the table. I think it may have stopped raining out there. If it has, then I could maybe finish planting out the garden, but I'm thinking we're gonna focus on inside projects today. Okay, so Josh just ran to go grab a tool so he can finish setting this up. I'm gonna get all this stuff out of the way so that we can open up the rug and lay it out and see what it looks like in here. So this is the rug I bought, and I believe this is a 8-foot by 10-foot rug. I got it in light taupe brown, yeah, 8 foot by 10 foot, and I've had it in here for probably about a month or probably longer than that. So I hope I like it. I feel like since I picked this up or Josh picked it up for me from Facebook Marketplace, we have been kind of tripping over it and this desk. So it's gonna feel good to get this desk out of here and get this set up. This is a solid wood table and it was $50. And I think it would be good if I could actually get the rug down before Josh sets the table up. Uh-oh, this tape doesn't want to come up. This is just painter's tape, but it's also been on the floor for, I was gonna say a month, but it's probably been more like 6 weeks. When this rug came in the mail, I was shocked. It came in this little tiny box, because most of the times when I see rugs, they're big rolls, but this is a super thin rug. Still pretty heavy though. Oh, this is pretty.
So here you can really see what we're working with. This is my laundry room, and it's actually technically a bedroom in our house, but there's no designated laundry room. Our washer and dryer happen to be in this bedroom. That's why it's so large. So what I've kind of turned it into, or trying to turn it into, is a more functional laundry room. This used to be Josh's office for 2.5 years. He actually had his office in here and the laundry room was in here. We had to finish putting the carpet and finish the upstairs so he could get out of the laundry room. And so he was able to do that quite a while ago. And now it's time to try to make this a more functional laundry room. So what we're going to do is remove anything we don't need in here. We do not need this desk. So I had a friend who actually wanted this desk, so I gifted this desk to her. And the previous owners used this as a laundry room / craft room, and that's why there's those cabinets up there. And there's a light underneath it. So Josh does end up removing the light from the cabinets. I'm going back and forth whether I want to take those cabinets down. They're a little bit awkward to walk around, not totally. We are able to move the table far enough back that it is comfortable to walk by the table and those cabinets, but I am considering taking them down, but I haven't made any decisions right now. One of those cabinets is our medicine cabinet, and then the other two are for my craft supplies, which I do eventually plan to bring all of that stuff upstairs to my office, but that is a project for a different day. So now Josh and I are just getting this rug laid out.
So online, when I was reading the reviews on this rug, the one thing is that when you unpackage it, it's a little bit, wrinkly, but it said that it'll only take about 5 days for it to flatten out. And I did not buy a pad for it. I don't think I'll need one, but if I do, I can always do that later. But I really like it. I wasn't sure about the color because buying a rug online is hard. And I like where Josh put it because now I can shut the door easily.
Now, if you were wondering why there was orange tape on the floor when we first showed up in this laundry room earlier on this day, that is because I had taped out the dimensions of this table on the floor so that I could get a better visual of what size rug I should buy. I then took tape and I did tape out different dimensions of rugs because rugs come in, somewhat of a standard dimensions. And at some point I landed on the 8 by 10, and I'm really glad I did because I didn't want the rug too big for the room. I didn't want the rug covering the vent or not being able to open and close the door easily. But I wanted it big enough so that when I was walking around all sides of the table, I would be walking on the rug. If I was folding or working on the table, I wouldn't be kind of half on the rug, half on the flooring. And so this 8 by 10 size worked really well with this size table. And Josh and I are just working on putting it together. This table, like I said, I think I bought it maybe 2 months ago or 6 weeks ago. I don't remember when we bought this table, but it's been sitting in the laundry room kind of as a obstacle to walk around. And I'm really glad we finally got to this project today. And it just took us a few minutes to remember how to put it together. It's pretty simple to put together, but we hadn't done it in a long time. And so it did take us a bit. And Josh does end up having to do a little bit of drilling work so that he can make one of the holes a little bit bigger so that we can actually bolt down the top part of the table to the legs of the table. But overall, I'm super happy with the rug that I picked out. I like the color of it. I like the price point of it. And I'm just really happy with how this room ends up turning out.
Josh is screwing all of the pieces together, so I'm going to rotate the laundry since it just beeped and I'm standing here. this rug. Happy with it. So we've come into a little bit of an issue. We think the wood has warped over time. It's hard to see, but this is hitting wood. You can't screw it all the way through, so Josh might have to get a drill and drill part of the wood piece so that you can cinch it down properly. I'm gonna leave Josh here because this is gonna take a minute for him to figure this out. So when you need me, come get me and I'll help you put the top on.
I'm gonna get a chisel.
He's gonna get a chisel. He's gonna figure it out. I got some laundry hung up. I rotated the laundry. I'm gonna go work in the seed grow room. There's that screw. I'll be back when you need me.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this was in the laundry room. This is our ski stuff. We didn't go skiing this year, but we played in the snow. And so instead of just walking by this and not taking care of it like I want to, I'm gonna go ahead and put this where it goes. Because I don't think we're gonna need it again this year. And Josh was looking for his Crocs and I found them. I'll leave those there for him. Well, now the sun, I wouldn't say is coming out, but it's definitely stopped raining. So maybe while I'm working on cleaning out the seed room and organizing seeds, I could maybe take care of this mess here and maybe get those pumpkins planted. Those peppers, a friend's mom wants them. So when I go to the library, hopefully this afternoon, I can drop those off at a friend's house. And this right here is kind of a mess I have to take care of as well. I left this wheelbarrow on the patio while I was gone over the weekend, and it is filled with water. So, okay, let's go in here. I'm gonna show you what this is looking like. I mean, it's not terrible, but we're basically done starting seeds for quite some time. It's just kind of a little bit overwhelming when I come in here, even though it's not the worst thing. It's not pleasant, I would say. So these are nasturtiums. I stopped watering them because I watered them for about 2 weeks. They have plastic on them. 2 of the varieties of nasturtiums I bought, the purple one and another one, there's a little gnat in here, did not germinate. I wanted to plant these 2. Are these a pole bean? No, I might plant these today. We'll see. So 2 of the varieties of nasturtiums I bought did not germinate. The other 3 that I bought germinated really well. So I'm just gonna put this soil in a pot. I'm gonna clean this up. I need to clean this up. I think I wanna get some gloves to actually have gloves on when I clean all this. These gloves need to be washed. That one, I think, is finally garbage. Okay, so let's get to cleaning. Let me go get some gloves. So Josh needs my help. So I grabbed some gloves, but I think I'm gonna go inside and help him. I think I'll just put all that dirt. I don't really want to waste this potting mix. I'll just put it in one of my pots. Let's go help Josh. Then we can come back to this project. Did that work?
Yep.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, that's cool actually.
What is it?
It's like this. It's the
The leaf?
leaf.
Oh, that's nice.
It's kind of cool.
I don't think we need it, but that's...
I don't think we do either.
This is a really nice table.
Little caddy want this because it's cracked, but yeah.
I like this table.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we need the leaf in it. This would make a pretty table for a dinner outside.
Yeah. Not easy to get it out of
This room?
the room.
There. Okay, so I think the rug should go this way a little bit, or the table needs to go this way a little bit. Pull it.
Ready?
You're
set,
standing on it.
Jump. Ready, set, jump.
just pull this up and I'll take the rug out.
But I can't pull it up without being on the rug, you see that?
Yes, I know. Let me just pull the rug out from underneath. Okay. So I think this rug could go just right to the vent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably good. So we got it done. It looks so much better. I'm so excited about it. There was this light up underneath here, which I would never need a light right here. The previous owner had her craft desk here and this cord was hanging down. So Josh just took that light off for me. I still am considering removing these just so that there's a little bit more walking space here. But so far it seems relatively easy to walk to my washer and dryer. So maybe I'll keep them. But what I really like is that my laundry is kind of hidden underneath this table. And that's kind of what I was hoping for. So when I walk by the hall, if there's laundry that needs to be done, I can't actually see it, which is a good thing to me. I might end up replacing this garbage can just so that it matches. But for now, that functions really well. Thanks, Josh, for your help.
No problem.
And I'm gonna head back into the seed room. This room is basically done for as far as it's gonna get done today.
Is that running?
Oh yeah, I was turning that back on, actually. Okay. Laundry is a never-ending project, so let's go do the seed room. Okay. All right, so back to this project. I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab all of my trays out here and bring those in. Should I go plant those pumpkins? Let's do one project at a time. I think I'm gonna go grab a big garbage bag because I'm not gonna save all of these. I have probably 150 that I'm gonna save, and the rest I can go ahead and get rid of. Ah.
This project didn't seem like too big of a project, and then I started moving things around and got a little overwhelmed. So what we're gonna do is just try to tackle the thing that seems the easiest. So I'm gonna move around some of these pots and try to empty some of the water so that I don't on accident just soak myself. And then let's get rid of the garbage because that seems easy to me and easy sounds good. So I am just gonna pick up all these plant tags. I have saved one of each plant tag so that next year if I want to grow any of the exact same colors of things that I purchased, I know what they are, but I certainly don't need all of the plant tags. And I'm gonna remove some of the labels that were on these trays because I don't need those for next year. We're at this point where I really am wanting to get the back patio cleaned up. I wanna get the seed room cleaned up because we don't need to spend a lot of time in here this summer. Really, the goal is going to be to spend time outside, and I don't want to just leave this space like this as a disaster because I will have to come in here every once in a while. My freeze dryer is in here, and so I definitely will be using that a lot more coming up. If I do need to do some successions of planting different veggies like lettuce and carrots and some more beans and those types of things, I'll need to come in here for that. And that's one reason why I wanted to get my seeds organized. But because I'm going to be coming in here somewhat, I just don't want it to be a mess. I would rather be able to just come in here and enjoy being in here as opposed to it kind of being one of those projects that feels like a weight that's hanging over my shoulders. So a lot of times when I have these projects where I start to get a little bit overwhelmed, I do try to think of what's the easiest and least amount of mental work, because a lot of times with these types of projects for me, it's not the physical work that is exhausting, it's the mental work. And so I know that there's some garbage, there's some, seed pots that came from plants that I purchased that are pretty flimsy that I don't want to save for next year for using. I do save quite a bit of pots to use, but I don't need to save every single one. And so I'm going to be a little bit picky and choosy about the ones I save. I'm going to save the ones that are larger and that are all the same size and that are a little bit more robust as opposed to the really, really flimsy ones. So those ones are going to go in the garbage, and that's easy for me to think about. So I'm going to start with that. And then once I got most of the garbage taken care of, like the bags of potting mix, I am going to clean off this countertop. This countertop obviously gets very, very dirty because we are working with dirt. And so I'm going to use my broom to sweep the majority of it off. And then I am going to sweep it into a container because most of this is pretty good potting mix. The garbage I'll throw away, but the potting mix I'll just go put in a pot. And I am trying to work, top down. So I know that the floors need to be cleaned quite a bit, but I'm going to wait and obviously do that type of project after I sweep all of this dirt off of this counter. I cannot believe we are already at this point where it is June and we are having summer weather. It is supposed to be, when I'm talking to you this coming Sunday, it's supposed to be 90 degrees, which to us is very, very warm. I think the warmest day we've had this year so far is 80, and I think we've only had like 2 or 3 80-degree days. Mostly it's been in the 70s. So for us to hit 90s, it to me is kind of like, yes, summer has officially started. And so I really did not want this project to hang over my head throughout the growing season. I'd rather be enjoying being out in the garden and then not trying to think of, man, I really should organize this space. When it comes to gardening, it's definitely kind of ebbs and flows. So when you're first starting out your veggies and starting to take care of all your seedlings, that's pretty busy, especially when you are taking them in and outside every day, trying to harden them off. It feels really, really hectic. And then it feels really hectic when I'm trying to get all of the garden planted out and get all the seeds direct sow, get all the starts in the ground. And then there's like this lull. Like right now I'm in this lull where everything is planted out and I just get to go out there and enjoy watching things grow. I'm not really harvesting anything. I actually have harvested some lettuce, which is pretty exciting, and it will only be a couple days and I'll be able to harvest some peas. But for the most part, I just get to go out there and have my coffee and we get to just watch things grow, which means it's not a lot of effort on my part in the garden. So I want to come out and do these types of things while we're in this lull. Once harvest season hits, then I will need to be focusing on that. And so that's why we're getting to these projects. Now this back patio needs quite a bit of attention. So it's kind of been part of like the extension of my seed growing space. I had a bunch of plants hardening off there, you could see, and then I went out of town for 4 days and it rained, and so a lot of the pots got filled with water. This table needs to be scrubbed, and this was not originally on my plan to do today, was to scrub this table, but I figured, hey, I'm already cleaning everything in the seed grow room. We got it swept. It looks really nice in there. I got all the pots put away. I should go ahead and just scrub this table while it's not raining. And if I'm going to scrub the table, I might as well scrub all my trays. So what I like to do, last year was the first year I did this, and it was a huge blessing to my future self, is at the end of seed starting time, once I had planted everything in the ground, I scrubbed all of my trays with soapy water and I was able to put them away clean, which was so nice. Last year I did that for myself for the first time, and what that meant was I was able to go into this year's seed starting with clean trays. So I didn't have to spend time cleaning them, and that was a huge win. So I figured if I'm gonna already go ahead and scrub this folding table, I'm gonna go ahead and scrub all of these trays. Now this is not all of my trays, this is about half of them. I still have quite a few trays of plants starts out in my garden. I didn't realize how many I had until I actually, about the following week, I scrubbed the rest of them and I was like, oh wow, I didn't think I had that many, but we get to those on a different day. But on this day, I'm getting all the ones that are empty cleaned up. So I just have some dish soap. It's nothing fancy. I'm not going to sterilize these or anything like that. I do just like to go ahead and give them a good scrub. Sometimes they, especially my big ones that have grooves in the bottom, they get quite a bit of buildup of potting mix, and it's just really nice to clean them up so that when I put them away, they're clean and I can go into the following growing season with clean trays. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean this table. So this is just a folding table from Costco that I've had for years and years and years. It's seen many craft projects. It's seen many years of different projects. I do use this as a dining table when guests come over. I do put a tablecloth on it first, but I can't put it away this dirty because there's legitimate dirt all over this. And I know that if I am going to have a dinner party or we're going to have a barbecue this summer and I'm going to need this, I am going to be not happy with myself if I put it away dirty and I'm going to have to clean it before. So we're going to go ahead and just clean it up. I was already kind of dirty myself, so I might as well just get this done too. Now I do end up scrubbing this 3 times total. So I scrubbed it, rinsed it off, scrubbed it, rinsed it off, scrubbed it, rinsed it off. This, like I said, is a table I've had for years. It's seen many projects, and so it doesn't get completely looking brand new, but that's fine because it's clean. And when I do use it for barbecues and dinner parties or whatever, it might be, I do put a tablecloth on it. So even if it doesn't look perfect, it still is clean, and that's really what matters. So now that I've got my trays scrubbed, I'm going to take my hose and I'm just going to rinse them off. I'm going to get any sort of debris off them. I'm going to try to get all the soap off them. Like I said, I didn't use any fancy soap for this. This is just the dish soap that I had in my house, which is non-scented. And so that probably doesn't even make a difference if I used a scented soap, but I just go ahead and scrub them. And then I do like to let them kind of sit in the sun and let the UV kind of do its thing on there. I have kind of sanitized them before where I have sprayed my grow trays with diluted vinegar spray to try to kill any sort of things. But today I'm not doing that. Today I am just good old soapy water and a hose, and that is going to take care of that for me. This table is now going to go get put away. I just keep these in my garage. It was able to dry a little bit, but it'll just finish air drying in the garage. And we're going to head back into the seed grow room and we are going to finish sweeping this floor. So I got the countertop all cleaned and I went ahead and just swept all of the extra dirt onto the floor, and now I'm going to get this cleaned up. I thought about grabbing the shop vac and vacuuming this up, but on this day I figured I would just go ahead and use the good old broom and dustpan, and that worked just fine. I don't need this perfect. I just wanted it to be looking nice and tidy. This is definitely a utility room, and I don't need it to be, perfect, but the way we were able to get it on this day really makes it a much, much more pleasant place to be. And now I officially have kind of the back patio area cleaned up. I've got the seed room pretty buttoned up, and we've got a little bit more time. I've got these pumpkins and peanuts. I'm going to go out into the garden and I'm going to get these pumpkins and peanuts planted up real quick.
I am most definitely not going to get to going through my seeds before we head to the library today, but that's okay. I will do that maybe this weekend. I'm going to plant these pumpkins that need to be planted. That is more priority. This is my pumpkin bed, and I have 3 spots here where I can plant pumpkins. So we're going to get these planted. Let's see. These are my little pumpkins. These are Jack-B Little pumpkins, which is a little orange pumpkin. that was a productive day. Did I get to go through my seeds, organize them, and figure out which ones I want to donate, which ones I want to keep? No. But do we get a bunch of other things done? Yes. This room, my friend, looks so much better. I am gonna let these trays dry and then I will stack them up and put them away. I have more trays in the garden that need to be taken care of. I'm so excited about my laundry room. It's looking really good. Super happy with my Facebook Marketplace find and my Amazon rug, but I just found some pretty sad stuff out in the garden. Let me show you how I'm gonna deal with it. I just got this as a gift and I'm gonna use it today. I've never had problems with insects on my tomato plants before, and I was out there and I was like, why do my tomato plants look so bad? They look like they need some fertilizer, so I was gonna fertilize them, and then I looked close and there's this little black bug all over half of my tomato plants, eating holes in my plants. I'll show you when we get out there. And I just Googled it. I was pretty upset. They are jumping flea beetles, or it's a kind of aphid. And we get aphids all the time. I have just never seen these black ones. Normally they're green, and normally they show up on my brassicas, not my tomatoes. I don't have that many brassicas out there. I only have kale. I didn't plant broccoli or cauliflower this year because I had such poor luck the last few years with it. I didn't want to waste the garden space on it. And what the internet said, or Google said, how to take care of these beetles. I don't have that much more time, but I am going to spray each one of my plants. Good thing it's not supposed to rain. Okay, well, I just did it because my camera died. So I took this, it's almost gone now, and I just sprayed myself. At least that's just water and soap. Oh, that was very stressful. Never have I had problems with any pests on my tomato plants. I'm pretty sure I got them all taken care of. I'm gonna bring them down here, or bring you down here to show you the little holes that's left on my tomato plants. Now these tomato plants in this row are not having any flea beetle damage on it. And I don't see any, but I went ahead and I sprayed them. So this is how I sprayed. I sprayed both sides, the top parts of the leaves, the stem, and then I came around the back side. This is just soapy water, and I sprayed the back side. But these ones aren't having damage. These ones are not having damage. These are my plum tomatoes or Roma tomatoes. These ones are having damage. And my cherry tomatoes. Let me see if I can show you one, if I can find one. Hopefully I can't, because I've sprayed them really, really well. Not seeing them anymore. I wanted to just spray them as soon as I saw them. I don't see much damage on there, but I was seeing them on there. These are the ones with lots of damage. You see these tiny little holes? These holes right here? Those are where the little flea beetles, I'll put a picture of a flea beetle, or what I think is a flea beetle. See all these little holes? They're like pinholes. Oh yeah, you can really see all the holes in these plants, or leaves. There's one right there. I think it's not jumping. Oh, it just moved. I'm gonna smush it. Gross. They were really jumpy when I first started, but I think the soap makes it so they can't jump very well. I'll spray it again. Not good. So I'm going to need to call it for a day. Wow, you can really see on this plant. There was one right there. Gross. I was out of town for 4 days, and then life, getting back in town. I've never had a problem with tomatoes, so I really wasn't coming out and checking on them like I should. But now I know I should. So we're just gonna keep doing on this treatment as needed. I'm glad it's not raining when I figured this out so that I could do this treatment. Now what I need to do is go get cleaned up. We're heading to the library and dinner's already done, which is great. So thank you, friend, for being here as we got some of the laundry room project done. We got the seed room clean. I got this area a lot better than it was. These are some more pumpkins I'm waiting to germinate, and it looks a lot better. So thank you for being here, Thank you for being you. Let me pop some videos here. You can go enjoy between now and my next upload. It was a great day. I'm excited for dinner tonight. Bye, friend.